Hey guys, today I'm going to be making a paleo-friendly coconut flour waffles. It's really easy. I just blend up all the ingredients in the blender and then I pour it into my waffle maker. So if you've got a waffle maker and you've got a blender, you'll be all set. You can probably whisk this all up in a bowl as well, but with coconut flour, to make sure I get rid of all of the lumps, I like to use a blender. So if you guys are ready to get started, I'm ready to go and make these delicious low-carb coconut flour waffles. So first I'm going to start with 6 eggs. I know it sounds like a lot. You can try 5 eggs if you'd like, and 5 eggs probably will work. But it's breakfast, so eggs are a breakfast food, so I just go ahead and dump in the 6 eggs. And it's 6 whole eggs. And then I've got a 1/4 cup of melted butter. And then I'm just going to blend that up until it's well mixed. Okay, doesn't take long, that's probably good. And then I'm going to add in a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. And make sure you use the kind that doesn't have aluminum. Sometimes I make my own, but this one is aluminum free, so I'm going to go ahead and use the store-bought kind today. And then a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. You can use sea salt, Himalayan salt, any kind of salt that you'd like. And then I like to add a little bit of sweetener. Now the sweetener is optional. You can use any sweetener you like. You can use the liquid kind. You can use the granular kind. Today I'm going to use a couple packets of stevia. Just dump that in. And then we're going to blend this up with the blender again. And then last, but certainly not least, I'm going to be adding 1/3 cup of coconut flour. I like to weigh it. It's generally about 33 to 35 grams for 1/3 cup of coconut flour. And then you just want to blend it up until it's smooth and get rid of any lumps from the coconut flour. Okay, now with coconut flour, it will thicken as it sits. So typically once I've got my coconut flour batter all blended up, then I go ahead and I start heating up my waffle maker. And I like to use a Belgian waffle maker, and this is the kind that flips, and it's a non-stick surface. So just make sure that you grease it up first. So I'm going to let this heat up, and then I'll be back to cook the coconut flour waffles. Okay, so my waffle maker is all heated up and the ready light is on, so I'm going to go ahead and pour my coconut flour waffle batter onto the waffle iron. And I'm using a Belgian waffle iron, and it's not going to quite fill up the whole batter. The batter's not going to fill it up. I usually get about 2, maybe one a little bit smaller than the other. So I like to cook this and flip it, and then I'll flip it back and finish it up until it starts to steam from the waffle iron. Usually about 1/2 minute to a minute is when I cook it flipped, and then I flip it over to finish it up. So this has been cooking for about a minute on this side, and I don't know if you can see it, but the waffle iron is steaming. And I do have a ready light on this, and that's typically when the waffle is done, but I like to watch the steaming. So waffles are typically done when the steaming stops. So I'm just going to keep an eye on this one, and when the steaming stops and my ready light is on, then I'm going to open it up and see how it looks. Okay, so the steaming has actually slowed down. It hasn't stopped, but my green ready light has turned on. So I usually just give it a peek, and depending on the amount of wellness that you like it to be done. I don't like it overly crisp, but I do like it about medium, so this looks like it's just about right. So I'm going to go ahead and take it off and put it into a plate. And I like to separate it into the quarters. That's all it takes to make coconut flour Belgian waffles. And they are really, really delicious. You can eat them as is, or you can put some strawberries on top with some whipped cream. For breakfast, I usually just like to serve it with a little maple syrup. So I like to use the Lakanto. It's a monk fruit sweetened maple flavored syrup, and it's low carb and keto friendly, so that's what I'm gonna test mine out with today. I usually try and stick with just a quarter of the waffle to minimize the carbs, and it's usually a side for me. It's usually not my entire breakfast. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab some syrup and pour it on and give it a try. You can add a little butter too, but there's butter in the waffle mixture. So this is a coconut flour low carb waffle, and it's really delicious. It's nice and spongy, and it's perfect for breakfast to give you a nice change from eggs. And it's really delicious. It is spongy. Like I said, there's 6 eggs in it, and if you find it's a little too eggy for you, go ahead and use just 5 eggs. But that's it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this easy and delicious low carb, keto friendly, and paleo friendly coconut flour waffle recipe. That's it for now. See you guys later. Bye bye.